Hey, how you doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to another time here at the book club. It's a time when we get to read a book, study from the book, learn from it, share our life experience with it, and just get better. We do life together. Uh, so we've been reading our fifth book in the series and the book club here. It's Business is Personal by Bethany Frankel. That's what we've been reading, right, for the past 4 months now. And we'll probably have another 2 months to go, 2 or 3 months to go to finish this up. So we're in chapter 9 right now, and we're reading chapter 9. Title of chapter 9 is Run the Marathon, talking about run the race of life. Life is a marathon, not a sprint. So run the marathon. So we're talking about some issues about life, how to run life, right? Especially as it regards relating with other people. All right. So continue where we stopped last week, just re-emphasizing the truth about life, in the low state of our being, it's called dog eats dog. When we live in the lower state of our being, when we give when we feed our base nature, we're in a place where we're not seeking for healthy relationships. We're seeking for unhealthy relationships. We're not seeking for a win-win or no deal. We're seeking for a win-lose or lose-win relationship. And those are not the best kind of relationship. Those relationships are motivated by fear, not faith, right? And they're not self-sustaining. But that's what a lot of people gravitate towards because of anxiety in their lives, because of fears in their lives, because of worries in their life. They feel that to be able to grow, they have to pull someone else down, right? So they feel that they feel incapacitated in themselves, to be able to rise even amongst other people rising. So they're therefore trying to intimidate, bully other people. And I've had my fair share of it, and like I get to say, about my fair share of it, and it typically comes from quarters you least expect, people you're supposed to be your friends, people you suppose should have your back, right? And everyone is trying to, get their piece off of you because they're intimidated by your personality, by your confidence, by your intelligence, and they feel that they can't grow, side by side. They have to ride on it, and it's a shame that you have people doing that, even people who profess faith, but have not been able to put their flesh under. They still have their flesh ruling over them in life. So you come into a place where there are people like that, so it's up to us then to protect our own selves, right? I remember when I started opening up my Facebook page to every Tom, Dick, and Harry to come along and be a benefit of all that I share, then you have several people wanting to abuse the privilege. All people will come with different excuses. One would say, oh, I went to do an exam somewhere and I'm stuck. I don't have transfer back. Oh, my husband does not have a job, lost his job, and we cannot feed. Oh, and you had so many people saying the same old story. You have a lot of scammers. Recently there's scammers, people looking for your WhatsApp number, because when they get your WhatsApp number, they think they can get access to your bank account or start doing scams with all of that. It's a shame that people would seek to scam other people instead of engaging themselves legally, fruitfully, in the marketplace. The same sense you're using to try to defraud one other people, you can employ that to improve yourself. When you defraud other people, you inherit curses from their lives. You inherit, things that would limit you, So when you start going through sickness or you have demons, begin to pursue you, you now start running from pillar to post, looking for solution. You now become one of those that fake prophets abuse. Why don't you get your life right? Why don't you get your life clean such that heaven can be able to pour into your life and defend you against the evil one, right? You're not going to prosper long, by scamming other people. You're going to possibly gain some things, but then you're going to inherit a lot of curses. That's not the way to live life. But also for the seemingly good ones, we need to learn to protect ourselves. We need to grow above base emotions, of people trying to manipulate us. I have a classmate of mine that's been running after me, and thinking he can intimidate me or manipulate me, and almost as if he's kept money in my hands and I'm supposed to bring out that money for him. I have my own issues. I have my own demons. I'm fighting, right? I am not God. I can meet everybody's need. I can only meet so much need according to what I have, So I'm not going to dance to someone trying to intimidate, manipulate me, bring up fake emotions. I'm higher than that. I'm older than that. You need to take your intimidations or manipulations somewhere else. But everyone needs to grow above that, because a lot of people, my dear sister the other day was telling me about how early in the morning as she got to work at the car park, security brings some cruel picture, all in the beat trying to beg for money, and they didn't know what she was battling with, first thing in the morning. That's not fair. That's not fair. We all have our own fair share of troubles. Let's not increase that, not the trouble on other people because you think they have extra money. Doesn't mean that it's true. And even if they have extra money, they probably have extra needs more than you do, right? You're not here to tell other people how to spend their money. Is to learn how to spend your money in such a way that your money will be sufficient for you. All right. So your good nature, Bethany says, and natural inclinations to give people the benefit of doubt can also hurt you when dishonest people look for a target to swap in on. So you gotta be careful, gotta wise up, right? Bethany talks about three things, practical ways we can build our reputation as a good person, without getting used, right? Be a blessing without getting used, without being abused, right? Be a good person in a sustainable way, a beneficial way, a life-giving way, where you're not used, abused. He says that the first thing is we need to tell the truth about where you are at. Sometimes the trouble we bring upon ourselves is the fake life we live. When we start carrying ourselves as if we're bigger and more than we truly are, we're attracting things to our life that we might not be able to handle. Every point in time you have to, first of all, even know who you are, because some of us don't even know who we are. We just assume we're so and so. We're not. Some of us assume we have so in the bank, but we don't. You have simply not done your accounts to know exactly what you have. You just simply have an assumption that you have so, but you have not even counted what you are holding. You have not discounted what you're holding. You have not discounted your immediate responsibility, but you go about telling people you are this or that, giving them the impression you have free money to spend. You got to be careful. You need to be true to yourself, and don't think of yourself more highly than you ought to, right? We all need to be humble. The Bible says, to the humble, God gives more grace. To the proud, he steps in his way. Sometimes if you're proud, God himself is the one that exposes you to all the charlatans that are going to come around you, pretty much to right size you. So we need to, first of all, know who we are and be true to who we are. Know thyself and be true to thyself. That's important, right? Being true to yourself may be worth losing a few relationships in exchange for your self-worth. And that's good. Friends with everybody. You don't have to be friends with everybody, right? There are only a few apportioned people to be your friends. Those who can lift you up, those who are a blessing, not a leech. So the second thing she says is don't devalue your time and skills, don't what you have to contribute, don't look down on it. Wherever you find yourself, you know, bring to fore what you can contribute, but don't let anyone take it for granted. If it doesn't fit, then you leave. You can make every attempt to make an amends, but if it's not working, then maybe that's not the place for you. But wherever you are, as you contribute your time and your skills, give them some weight. Don't just throw it away, to people that don't appreciate it. Like Jesus would say, don't cast your pearls among swines, right? Give them to people that know what you're giving and appreciate it, whether it be monetarily, whether it be not being words, whatever it is, don't take for granted that which you're contributing wherever you find yourself, And thirdly, she talks about if you've been taken advantage of, raped or scammed, don't stay silent. If anybody's trying to bully you, scam you, go to the right quarters to report and keep the person in check. I had to do that. Last year, when I had someone who thought he could bully me. On the ordinary ground, I can handle it, but I was in an environment where we needed to obey the code of practice, so I did get my voice heard, at the right place, and things were taken care of. So be clear and set boundaries. Tell someone if your boundaries are being violated. Tell someone who can help. Keep at it until your problem gets attention that it deserves. That's important, right? So still talking about, sometimes as you go on the journey, some things we're not in the right state, health-wise, mood-wise, but if we have signed up for something, we need to be able to carry it out, be true to the things we have signed up for. Like Alistair Cook would say, a professional is someone who does his best, even when it doesn't feel like. Once you've signed up for something, it's not about whether you feel like or not. You need to live up to your word. You need to live up to that which you have been you have pretty much committed yourself to. So stay on the road running, but do it at your pace. Right? Don't run faster than yourself. Don't run more than your energy can handle. Pace yourself. But get the job done. Right. So stay on the road running at the pace that is right for you, with the knowledge that you're moving forward, the pace at the speed that is right for you, but just move forward, It's like the snail, right? I would say, how did the snail make it to the hack? Kept on going, but at his own pace, but he kept on going, eventually got there, right? Keep your eyes open, like we always say. Direction is more important than speed. You gotta be in the right direction. It's more important than the speed. If you're in the right direction, you will get there eventually. So keep your eyes open and be proactive, right? And be productive and proactive, right? That's important. To keep our eyes open, to be productive and proactive, that's important. We're watchful,